Welcome back to my channel, Etsy Sellers, and today I'm doing another fun video. How long does it take on average to earn $10, $100, $1,000, $10,000 and $100,000 on Etsy? So the first thing I want to say here, this is an average. Obviously, lots of shops are going to do it much more quickly and lots of shops are going to do it much more slowly, depending on what you're selling, how good your product offering is, and so on. So bear in mind, this is an average, but it gives you a very good idea of what to expect if you're trying to hit certain financial outcomes on Etsy. And why should you trust me? You should trust me because I am the most experienced Etsy consultant anywhere. I've been doing this job 10 years. I've worked on tens of thousands of stores. I do 100 to 300 store audits every month, and I take 60 to 80 calls a month with clients. So I've got deep experience. So let's have a look at these figures and see if this adds up for you. If you've got a financial goal in mind and a time frame in mind, will this work for you? So the first figure is $10. So $10, not very much. No one really cares about $10, but let's start really low. So to earn $10, it can be anywhere on average between a day and 28 days. That's a very broad time frame, but that's what you're looking at to earn $10 on Etsy. Not too long. So the first probably meaningful figure is $100. So your first $100, how long is it going to take on average to get there? And for this, I will say 2 to 8 weeks. Okay, 2 to 8 weeks. And what you're starting to see here is it takes time. So don't buy into those YouTube videos that say it's going to happen really quickly. You can have, $10,000 months very fast on Etsy. You can't. 2 to 8 weeks to get to $100. I think that's reasonable on average. $1,000 is the next one. Now this is probably lots of people's first milestone on Etsy when they get to $1,000. And to get to $1,000, I think on average, all things being equal, 2 to 6 months is a reasonable frame of time to get to $1,000. So you can see this takes time. And reality is very different from what YouTube and people tell you on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. It takes time on average. Sure, some people will be quicker, some people will be slower. So 10K, $10,000, the next big milestone. How long does it take to get there? On average, I would say 6 to 12 months. 6 to 12 months on average to get to that $10,000 earned. Reasonable, doable, but it takes time. And finally, $100,000. So this is a huge milestone for many Etsy sellers, and it takes a lot longer than you think. Minimum 2 years, up to 4 years. 2 to 4 years on average. And if you plan for these kind of results, you won't be so disappointed and won't be so confused as to why your store is not doing what people on YouTube say it could be doing. The reality of selling on Etsy is so far removed from anything being taught on YouTube. It's light years away. The struggle is real, people. It's hard work. And I want to be clear here. When I talk about hard work, I have clients, potential clients coming to me all the time saying to me, Nick, I want to earn $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. And I say, what have you got to bring to the table to get to these figures? I say, okay, if you want to earn $5,000 a month, the first question I say to them or ask them is, what are you bringing to the table? What skills have you got? What experience have you got? What are you going to bring in to get $5,000 a month out of Etsy? And the first thing I always ask is time. How much time have you got? How much time every day, day in, day out, are you going to put in to this Etsy store to make it a success? And often they say 1 to 2 hours a day. I've heard this a dozen times this month already in March. Potential clients saying 1 to 2 hours a day. And I say, no chance. There is no chance of getting $5,000, $10,000 a month out of Etsy with 1 to 2 hours commitment going in. 2 to 3 hours, that's not going to do it either. You can't get to $5,000 to $10,000 a month on 2 to 3 hours. 4 to 6 hours, okay, now we're in the ballpark. Now we're in the area of time that will produce an outcome. Whether you get to $5,000, $10,000 a month from that, I don't know. There's so many variables. But you've got to have a decent input in time. And if you want to make these figures that I'm talking about, especially $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, you've got to put in minimum of 3-4 hours a day. You can't do this on an hour or 2 hours a day. And YouTube will have you believe that it's possible. It's not. It's not. And also, Print on demand, don't think that print on demand is sort of a sidestep to getting decent revenue for low hours put in. The design failure rate on print on demand is astronomical. Astronomical. It's 20, 30, 40 or more designs failed to find one that just sells now and again. Now and again, not a bestseller or a top seller, just sale, 2, 3 sales a month, something like that. So just understand and recognize, to get to these financial goals and make a success of your store, you've got to put the time in. There is a direct correlation between the time you put in and the money you get out. So I hope you found this video valuable and entertaining. And as always, if you want to work with me, don't guess, don't wait. I'm right here. The booking now button's coming up on your screen, which takes you to a one-to-one booking link for a call with me on Zoom, where I can work out with you how I will, in paid consultations or mentoring, work with you to improve your Etsy business. I look forward to catching you in the consultations and catching you in the comments. Cheers.